The original Syndicate was a clever, isometric, tactical game about evil corporations being evil to each other to evil ends. Back in 1993, this was all heady brew. Syndicate sat pretty much midway between the grim future of William Gibson's 1984 sci-fi novel Neuromancer and the much nastier 21st century reality of Naomi Klein's No Logo. Today's version is a first-person shooter, really another futuristic story about conflict on a global scale. The names might be different, but the glass-fronted, three-dimensional shooting gallery archipelagos remain the same. It's Deus Ex with more guns, 4-player co-op and a nasty sense of humour.
This is where we split up.
In the separate 4-player co-op campaign, players work together in order to increase the power of their employers by any means necessary. This means showing up at an office complex someplace exotic, yet somehow generic, and killing everyone on sight. Drones, bosses and bad guys fill the corridors and conference rooms of Colorado or Argentina or wherever. The future tech twist is that everyone has a chip inside their heads, presumably so they can access Netflix by blinking their eyes. Players hack into the digital universe around them, also known as breaching, in order to disable, disorient or destroy their enemies. Players can give themselves line-of-sight advantages, for example. There are extra tricks for helping teammates, most usefully by giving them health and power boosts. The chips of enemies can be retrieved, gruesomely, for those handy extra upgrades. It's slightly more roleplay than your average shooter, because players do make levelling choices along the way, based on a number of simple tech progression trees. It's always worth figuring out what advantage you want to use in order to give your team an edge. Bosses often come with powerful defences which must be breached in order to take them down, so the necessary power-ups are well worthwhile. Aside from the single-player campaign, there are 9 co-op maps dotted around the world, the first being in Western Europe. These are based loosely on the levels and syndicates portrayed in the original game. So far we've seen a variety of satisfying weapons which make out the classic canon, excuse the pun, of video game firepower, but which also add alternative fire modes. But Syndicate is no run-and-gun bro shooter, it's got brains in that regard. Developer Starbreeze is paying homage to its illustrious predecessor. Syndicate is out for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC on February 21st. We'll have a review of Syndicate in the days ahead. For more on Syndicate, go to IGN.com.